Did you stab the guy doing it? That's how she got her scar? Her own sister did it? What in the world? No, what? What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to The Legend of Korra Season 3, Episode 6. Now, I absolutely loved the last episode, and just seeing the Metal City, I want to call it Kingdom. I wish this was the default setting for the Earth Kingdom, because right now it's being ruled by such an awful queen, and while in the Kingdom, you have something as good as this going on. Of course, my fear is there's going to be some dark shadow that's actually plaguing the city, and it's not as good as it looks, but it seems perfect right now, and I don't want that to be shattered. But the main things we got from the last episode is everything going on with Lin, and she actually cried at the end. Now I can't wait to actually delve deep into that because I've got my theory on it. You have the sister Sue, who wanted to be very free and just do what she wanted, and then she made her family, and then she's inviting Lin to it. I'm guessing Lin just felt very abandoned from the start, and then when the family did want her back, it was like, really? After all this time, now you want me back? And the fact that Korra just called her bitter and lonely, it was just awful, and I want to see things improve. I want Lin's side of the story to get out, and everyone to feel bad about themselves for what they did to her. Now, I don't even mind, this has kind of put the main plot with the villains on hold a little bit, because I find this so interesting. Lin has got to be one of my favourite characters of the show, and I love that she's kind of got an arc now, fully, like an arc to herself. We're not even worried about the villain showing up. I guess Lin is she's using it as an excuse to get away, but I don't even care. I don't care for when they're going to show up. I just want to see Lin's story now. Yeah, then I guess just thinking of the villains, since they have been absent for a little bit, you have to think that they are doing stuff. The last thing we saw was Tahir infiltrate the air nomads on Airbender Island, and he was looking for the Avatar. Of course, he didn't get that information. Kaya figured out it was him, but then he left. So what on earth is he doing now, and what on earth is the rest of them doing? But I think it's just concerning in general that I think we have a whole episode without anything on them, and that does scare me. I don't know, I think I just like how slowly they're building the villains and how we're seeing them struggle to find Korra, because I do think she will not be ready for them. We've seen Kaya take on Zahir. She lost, and she's got probably the best person to take on an airbender. She grew up with one. She would have sparred with Tenzin. She would have been the best person to take one down, considering no one else has actually fought airbenders at this point in history, because they all got wiped out. And Zahir just uses airbending in a way like no other, being able to condense air basically into a bullet and fire it at her. So I do not think Korra would be able to win against him. So I both can't wait for their actual confrontation, but also I'm kind of glad to put it off a bit. Loved Lin's story, and I know Korra is probably going to lose in their fight. But yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. And if you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, link will be in the description, of them uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance. So if that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. With that said, let's just dive on in. The one downside of that might be it's incredibly loud.
She's probably off sulking in her room.
I know she has a problem with me, but she had no right to yell at Opal last night.
I want all of you to be proven wrong.
I don't think I'd be much competition since I can't metal bend.
Really? Lin never offered to train you?
Wait, she can learn it?
Guess I never thought to bring it up because I was learning to airbend, then there was the pro bending, then I got tied up fighting the equalists.
Yes, a lot of things happen. Can the Avatar actually learn metal bending? This would be the first time any Avatar would have learned it, right?
As the Avatar, you should have mastery over all the elements. I'd be happy to show you the
Wait, so do they consider metal bending its own element then, here?
You should try it too.
Yes, advance your skill.
The dirt, rocks, maybe some light gravel. That's kind of where my heart is.
Dude, it's not exclusive.
Let me know if you change your mind.
It's what is that? That's magnets. Varric! Oh, that's so Varric. He made a metal armor thing.
Worked! Julie, mark it down. Magnet suit test successful.
Everything in here is metal. This couldn't be a worse idea.
On to phase 2. Julie cleans up this mess.
Oh, poor Julie. Okay, so you do get tired with his shenanigans, but you do it anyway. How are you? How are you? I want everyone to apologize to her.
What do you two think you're doing? Get back to work.
What on earth? Is she okay?
And these two knuckleheads are just standing around chit-chatting.
Zaofu is the most secure city in the world.
That's the second time that's been said. I feel like it's going to be disproven, isn't it?
Doesn't take a truth seer to know that you are under a dangerous amount of stress.
Yeah, that's definitely the problem, isn't it?
With your repressed feelings, there will be severe consequences
repressed
to your health.
Feelings and stress are different things. I guess it could stem from the same thing.
I'm not interested in talking about my feelings.
You can still just take a little relax. Just take a tiny break.
Know a great acupuncturist in town who will be able to help you.
They've got acupuncture now. Okay, that's not dealing with your feelings or emotions or whatever. Just go do that. Do something to just get rid of the stress.
Seems like you made quite a stir on Air Temple Island. The cops are swarming the city looking for us.
They're living in the spirit wasteland bit?
Try to take out the president? No. He'll have to wait.
You want to take out the president, and you'll leave. Okay, what is their plan? They just want anarchy. Is that it? What would eliminating the president do?
There's our ticket out of here.
I love how she can move the water around. It's so cool.
I just made my last delivery.
We don't want money.
You're gonna kill him. Okay, I don't know if they'd kill him or not. That concerns me.
How many of those things are you gonna stick in me?
I'll be placing several needles on each of your acute points.
Several is not like a good number.
I'm not afraid of needles.
I am. I do not like this. Acupuncture does weird stuff, like with nerves. Is this gonna like trigger things for her?
Please tell me if you feel any pain or pressure.
Don't like this. Ugh.
Can't feel a thing.
That's unusual.
Really?
Your chi must be powerfully blocked. Going to need more needles.
Oh, okay, you're just gonna stab her till she actually feels something.
Acupuncture often taps into people's buried memories. These memories can sometimes be difficult to process.
There we go. You're just gonna keep shoving her full of needles until something moves her. Ah, yep. Forehead. That's gonna do it.
Oh no, are you gonna tell Mom? It's not like she's going to care.
Where'd you get all that stuff?
What is happening? Who are these guys?
They're my friends, and you have no right to call them that. Come on, guys, let's get out of here.
Fell off a truck. Are they in doing crime?
You have so much potential. You're ruining your life.
At least I have a life.
Okay, so didn't get along well didn't get along as sisters. That looks troubling. That seems pretty, I guess, the same as what's going on. I don't think that caused it. It shows that Sue's changed a lot then.
The metals have a unique property, making them easier to bend.
You have training metal. This is so cool.
Here, try it.
Okay.
Can you? Is this something the Avatar can do?
Bolin? Is that you?
Bolin, just go train.
Oh, hey ladies. I was just looking for Pabu. Pabu!
He's on your shoulder.
Oh, Bolin. If you want to train, please train. I'd love it to see him just develop some skill and just get some new stuff going on.
One earthbender in 100 can metal bend.
Well, don't
Really?
believe everything you hear. The only thing limiting you is your attitude.
Okay, so not anyone can metal bend then. So it isn't. So yeah, Toph invented it. So of course anyone will be able to if they can just understand it. Can you try and understand it? How can you do it?
Focus on the fine pieces of earth within the metal.
Mu'u? She's doing it.
Believe it. I'm metal bending.
The Avatar gains a new skill. Awesome.
Really quick. Guess you're that 1 in 100.
Has he been trying to metal bend for he's been trying to do it his entire life, hasn't he? And it's never worked. Okay, that's something going on with Bolin and metal bending.
Robbery reported on the corner of 5th and Harbor.
Unit 3 responding.
Oh, was that it? I like seeing Old Republic City. This looks so cool. You can see like the development. Awesome. How does crime even exist in this city when you have metal benders like this? Those were Sue's friends. You drove. Oh dear, did you stab the guy doing it?
Wait! Leaving in the middle of a session could make you sick.
She did.
I'm done here.
You're gonna collapse. You only just started. We saw what happened with Aang and his whole chi thing. Yours seems so much worse than what Aang's was.
Are you gonna stay in your room feeling sorry for yourself all day?
It's worse. She's hallucinating. This is so much worse.
You owe Opal an apology for the way
You treated her last night.
Does she see her sister in Korra? Or is it just like random hallucination, just connecting with whoever's there?
What did you do to me?
At least she came back quickly.
Come with me. Let's go finish the session.
Yeah, it started. You have to get through it now. This is kind of the only way she's going to do it. She's not going to be able to talk to family. She has to have it done like this.
So you're robbing stores with the Terra Triad now?
It's with a gang?
I'm not letting you get away with this.
Oh, what are you going to do, officer? Arrest me?
Oh, I don't like Sue anymore.
Even think about taking one more step!
You have to arrest your own sister. Oh, dear. Oh, the sounds. Oh! That's how she got her scar? Her own sister did it? No, I'm on Lynn's side all the way. Okay. Oh, this probably... Oh, is the Metal City worse now that it's being ruled by Sue? Now that we're seeing this side of her, is it not all good if this is the person that started it?
I should be back later today.
Okay, he's alive at least.
One more pickup, then I'm clocking out.
I thought you said you had a delivery.
Pick things up, pick things up. Help him, help him.
I'm gonna need you to step out of the vehicle and open the back of the truck.
Are they gonna let him? Oh no. I mean, they can just fight their way out anyway. No, don't run. You. I mean, no, I guess it's right to run because everyone else here is going to die, but it kind of incriminates him. He was innocent. Dear, everyone's going to die. Leaving him alive. Oh, thank you. Good. She's driving. I love the... She's driving with her waterbending. Love that small detail. Everyone's dead. Everyone's going to die. You can't beat combustion bending. All that? He did that at a distance! Wait, no, he did that underneath him and then drove over it as it melted. Okay, he's insane. They work so well together. I don't see Korra beating them. I don't think that's... You're not bending it like that. It's his lack of understanding, isn't it? You're just trying to crush it.
Hey, Bolin!
Opal! Oh, wow.
Could she help him? Please. I really like the idea of their relationship. Please let her help him.
My body and mustaches that I might have in the future.
Why? Why make an excuse?
I've been trying to metal bend and I can't figure it out. Don't tell anyone, okay?
How long have you been trying to do it? I feel like he's been trying a long time and just never got it.
The first time I've tried. I mean, I've been wanting to metal bend ever since I heard about Toph. Your grandmother is my biggest hero.
Oh. But yeah, there we go. So now, of course, it's so frustrated.
Stop being so scared.
That you want to go to the Northern Air Temple to train with Tenzin, but you haven't done it because you're afraid too.
Oh.
You're right.
They can help each
I
other.
don't want to leave my family and disappoint my mom.
Such a better relationship than Esker and Bolin.
Talking about our feelings, supporting each other.
It's beautiful. Go on, Bolin.
What were you thinking? And what were you thinking? You two have put me in an impossible position.
Why? Why is she angry at...
This is all your fault.
I was doing my job.
Has she even apologized for the scar thing?
You need to leave the city as soon as possible.
What? Where am I supposed to go?
You'll go stay with your grandparents.
Oh, grandparents. You better with your family then?
Mom, what are you doing?
She's covering it up. No, tough.
I'm the chief of police. I can't have a daughter in jail.
It would make you look tough to do it.
This is our only option.
That's a bit dry. It's not your only option. Oh, Toph, no. She was not meant to be a parent, was she? That's what's alarming. I think her children are very impressive, but she never got, like, maternal instincts, did she? Of course, you had Katara, who was very maternal, but Toph, no. I'm just looking at that whole situation. She's the reason that Sue left. It wasn't by her own choice. She basically got forced out.
And I'd like to try to learn metal bending. I mean, I'm sure you have a waiting list or something, like a couple years, so...
Let's get started.
Do I like her or not? I like the grown-up version of her. Not so much. Okay, this is just coming to a head now, okay.
Lynn is mad about something.
Sue, it's time we talk.
Have you actually finished the acupuncture, or did she, like, throw it out again? She's sweating a lot.
After 30 years, you're finally ready to talk.
Have you changed at all? Like, outside seems like you've changed.
But instead you stayed quiet and let Mom throw her whole career away.
Mom didn't throw her career away. She retired the next year. She was a hero.
Oh,
Wanted to retire? She was so guilt-ridden about what she did to protect you, she didn't feel worthy of her badge.
Oh, this ruined Toph's whole thing. Oh, dear.
If you had gotten together with us like we'd asked, you would know that I'm a different person now.
Okay, but...
I've been a different person for a...
Do you still take accountability for the time that you were that same person?
Fancy house and have a chef who cooks you fancy food, that you're a different person? Maybe you can fool everyone else, but you can't fool me.
So she's trying to take off the blame by saying that she's someone else.
You're the one who hasn't changed. You're still a bitter loner who only cares about herself.
Stop
No wonder
saying
Tenzin ended things with you years ago.
Time to die. Yeah.
Okay, I guess this is how it's going to be.
Honestly, this is the best. You're not going to be able to talk this out. Lynn's the type of person that needs to fight to get this sorted. It's like Korra. You need to fight to work through this. Just try not to kill each other.
Should I stop them?
Absolutely not.
Fighting is all part of the healing process.
Yeah, just let this happen. Hopefully none of them get involved either. Lynn better win this. I'm really hoping Lynn wins. Why is the sculpture there?
My sculpture!
You didn't protect your son's work. Interesting, you just used it as a weapon.
Actually, it looks kind of better now.
Of course. Okay, great. Come on, Lynn. You got this. You got this. Of course, maybe the acupuncture might have weakened her a little bit, but... the whole environment is just their playground. It's their weapon. No, I want Lynn to win. You're in the right. Why'd you interfere?
What are you two doing? You're sisters. Why would you want to hurt each other?
They got reasons. Just let them do it.
Oh.
She was weak. She would have won. I'm fine with that. Acupuncture did that to her. She had gone full out. She would have been fine.
You're the Avatar. Why can't you do it?
I can, but I just thought
All
that...
too afraid.
I'll do it.
Really? You're not afraid?
You've been sleeping for 16 hours. We just wanted to make sure that you're okay.
Sounds amazing to sleep for that long.
Good morning.
What in the world? No, what? She's... Huh? Smiling in the attire of the... What's happening?
I call it the kale nutsko. It's a mixture of kale, coconut water, and walnuts.
She's outside of her armor. Is this her letting down her walls?
Not bad.
I'm just... What?
Opal, don't go.
Okay, you're opening up now. You take... Is this her better? Or I don't even know. I'm guessing the rest of this. Is like this the real Lynn outside of all the armor that she puts on?
I wanted to say I'm sorry about the other night.
It's okay.
Your mother and I have a complicated relationship.
She's said an apology. I need other people to start apologizing to her.
I think it would be a wonderful opportunity for you to train with the other airbenders at the Northern Air Temple.
There's a part of me that wants to go.
And let me guess, it's going to cause another divide with you and your sister.
All I wanted to do was please my mother. I became a police chief because I thought it would make her happy.
And I guess it did.
But it didn't.
Yeah, what on earth would make Toph happy? What? She wasn't meant to be a mother, was she? She's just that kind of person. She had kids, not sure why, but then when raising them, she didn't know what to do, I guess.
Mom, Dad, can I talk to you?
Now, would they let her leave? That's another question. I mean, if they really aspire to be as free as Toph, then yes, they would.
Opal has decided to go to the Northern Air Temple. I'm guessing you had something to do with her decision.
Don't be angry about it. It was her choice.
I'm glad she was honest with me. I want her to do what makes her happy.
Excellent. Now, please, apologize to your sister.
But I feel like I've made the mistake of giving Opal too little. I think it's time I let her choose her own way. I'm sorry I gave you such a hard time when we were young.
Oh, thank you.
Mako told me that you're an excellent police chief. Republic City is lucky to have you.
This is better. This is much better.
I know Mom is proud.
Does she say it, though? That's the thing. Does she actually say it? Also, love, I just noticed that Toph still doesn't wear shoes in the police uniform on the statue. Love that.
I do need a co-director for my new dance performance.
Oh, slow down.
Yeah, she ain't changed that much.
How about for now? I just promise not to show up at your house and attack you again.
Deal.
Better. Much better. Still think there's plenty of stuff to work through. You clearly have still bunch of issues, but that is so much better.
Should have grabbed one of those cops. Maybe they know something about where the Avatar is hiding.
No, they wouldn't.
We'll find her. It's just a matter of time.
No. What are you doing? What are you doing? What?
She's with the Metal Clan.
Spirit stuff. He can do spirit stuff. What? No? How powerful is he? Okay, well, this episode was really nice. The ending, though, that's got my head a bit frazzled. So here's getting into the spirit stuff. He's doing that. It's the same position that Janora uses and stuff. He's doing that. I'm guessing he must have gone into the spirit world then. Right, what we know, he was in the position and he basically said that she's with the Metal Clan. He's figured it out. That's already made him so much more powerful because now he doesn't even need to go to Tenzin, doesn't need to go to Airbender Island. He can get information however he wants. I'm guessing maybe it's because everything's easier now that the spirit world and the human world are connected. But he just went into the spirit world. He has to figure that out. And he must have done what Janora did. Focus on the Avatar's energy. I think anyone could be able to pick up that. You don't need to know Korra because everyone knows the Avatar. That thing has been around for centuries. They would know how to pick up on that if someone is into the spirit stuff. He was able to pick up on the Avatar thing and locate them within the spirit world and now knows where to find them. So this will be a good test to see if the city is as secure as they make it out to be. But yeah, then on to, I guess, more uplifting parts of this episode, being that the sisters do sort of work things out. They're better. Of course, I think... Am I happy with how this went? I think I am. But of course, I want everyone to basically bow down and apologize to Lynn. Korra still hasn't apologized to Lynn. That is like something that's going to eat at me if that doesn't happen. Like, we mainly just saw Lynn work through this, and I think, did she have to? I mean, yes, it's healthy for her, but I feel like everyone else should have to work through it as well. Because looking at Sue's character then, she claims that she's a different person, which is fine and all. People can change. I don't think anyone's the same person as like they were yesterday. Everyone just grows and just evolves over time. So it's perfectly fine that she is a different person. She's grown up. I think she realizes what she did in the past was wrong, but it's whether or not she uses her new self as a shield against taking accountability for what she did. Like, it's all well and good saying she's not the same person, but does that mean that the person you are now is not responsible for what you did back then? You can't say that. You were still that person. You did that. So I do think we see some growth in her, that she's able to apologize for what she did back then, and that I think just helps everything. But then Lin had to go through a whole lot, saying that so it's chi blocking, that she dove into her work, and her armor that she wore basically became her armor for just her memories and everything going on in her life. She basically just put up a bunch of walls, and she still has that whole pain over the whole Tenzin thing that Sue just used against her. Not fun, but she was able to work through it. But I'm trying to understand the chi blocking aspect of this. I can understand like the sort of human aspects in just how people work through old suppressed emotions and all that. The chi blocking thing just helps confuse it to me. So basically you can just say that chi is the energy. The memories were suppressed, all the emotions were suppressed, and that resulted in blocked chi, and that's just how energy in the body works. So if you want to feel good and feel happy and just work through things and work with people better, that chi needs to flow. It's basically just putting a visualization on suppressed memories and just how that connects to things. That's just how I'm going to understand it. Yeah, I really didn't think Lin had anything to apologize for here. She did everything right. Of course, no, maybe not. It all stems from Toph. That's what we learn in this. Toph was not the best parent. I think it's a shame, but it's a reality. Not everyone, I think, is meant to be parents. But Toph, we see, fits that description. I think she probably was a fine mum. She's good there. She would have looked after her children. She tried to protect them, but she made the wrong choices. And it's because of how she was brought up. Her parents were overbearing and too strict. Seems like something's sort of figured it out there, where she was able to send her child to her grandparents, which worked. So that means they must have fixed their relationship in some aspect, but of course probably as an adult. So when raising children, that doesn't really pass on. So she gave them too much freedom as children, which resulted in this, where her one child became a cop to try and impress the mum and please her. Didn't work because she wants them to be free. Yeah, it's because of the whole she's taking freedom to an extreme. She wanted her kid to be free, and if she's trying to imitate her mum, that's not freedom. It's not her choice. She's doing it because she thinks it's what her mum wants. That's why she's not happy with that. Then on the other side, it's too free, and she's gone down a worse path where she started joining gangs and stuff. So right now she probably is happiest with Sue, in just the sense that she has become a very free person, whereas Lin technically is still copying Toph because she's still the chief of police. She hasn't found what she truly wanted to do. She found what she thought her mum wanted from her. And that's the wrong way to go about with kids. Of course, freedom is good, but you also need discipline to structure things. Freedom is all well and good, but you need... So it's like, I think the best analogy I can come up with on the spot is like water in a bottle. Water itself, free. If you let it out the bottle, it's going to just perform a puddle. You need a bottle or glass to shape it. That would be discipline. This is where Toph has left off, because she wasn't strict. She didn't structure anything. She just let the girls do what they wanted, which in one sense is fine. But as we saw Sue realize, it's good to have structure and to have discipline, because she saw that Opal was maybe too free and that she is sort of trying to change things. That's good. That's something I wish Toph learned, but of course she can't, because that's what happened with her upbringing. She was raised far too strict, so then it just pendulum swings to way too free. And that resulted in a lot of these issues. We get to learn where Lin got her scar from. Her own sister did it. Don't even know if she apologized for the scar thing. Yeah, I'm guessing it might have just moved on by now. I guess Lin doesn't really consider the scar thing an issue. But this conflict is very tricky. So it's just, Sue joined a gang, basically, or adjacent. She didn't join it, but she was helping them. Not good luck. And then Toph covered it up when Lin tried to arrest her. I still think Lin did the right thing. Arresting Sue, that would have changed a lot. It would have set boundaries, set discipline. It might have caused resentment. It would have made Sue a completely different person. That's guaranteed. She wouldn't have been like she is today, because she would have been... Wait, she was sent to her grandparents. I'm assuming the grandparents probably were as strict as they were with Toph then. So maybe there is some sort of silver lining in that sense, where Toph saw that the freedom that she was giving Sue was not good, but she did not know how to structure discipline. So instead, she sent the too free child to the grandparents, even though she knew that they'd be too strict, but that's exactly what Sue needed at that point in time. Then maybe after, and that gave her the foundation to build her life, then she went and was more free and then did everything else when she grew up. That works out. So really, Sue did become the more well-rounded person, while Lin just stayed and became chief of police after Toph retired, when she didn't want to retire, but she was so guilt-ridden over covering this whole thing up. She had to retire. That way Lin took the job, not only because she's partly responsible for why her mum's retiring, but also because she's trying to imitate and please her mum. a lot of bad decisions to do that. So she has been living her entire life for 30 years because of this foundation. Of course she was gonna be like this and just chi blocked and just a complete nightmare internally. I really hope that this will be like a whole brand new Lin that we get to see going forward, because it feels like this foundation is shifted, or at least it's been fixed-ish. And now it just needs time to work itself out to come to the surface, and we can just see a brand new Lin that is just better and happier and can start finding who she wants to be. I'm sure she loves the police work still, but she would have grown to love that. It might not have been what she truly wanted to do, but she would have grown to accept that that is what she wants to do now. But I just hope that we can move past the foundation of always wanting her mum to be proud of her and trying to imitate what her mum did, because that is not going to work. We also get some stuff with Bolin and Opal. They're another big part of this episode. Bolin struggling to metal bend. That's interesting. I would have assumed that a lot of people would, I would assume that the training would have gotten a lot easier since Toph's time, because of course she did it while under an immense amount of stress. Shoved in a box, being abducted, taken away from her friends, she had no choice but to metal bend. Her instance was basically being thrown in a river and learning how to swim. That's it. Here, everything's a lot more calmer. You're getting thrown into a pool, in the shallow end, standing up, trying to learn to swim. It should be easier, yet Bolin isn't able to do it. That's interesting, I guess. Is it like lack of understanding? Is it something he can do? We've seen Korra now able to metal bend. Awesome that she has this new skill set. That this could give her an edge against Tahir. None of them can metal bend. And it is just a very powerful form of bending in general. So maybe she will be able to stand a chance against him. Don't know, that's yet to be seen. But Bolin has issues with it. He clearly wants to, so maybe, because again, his training kind of got interrupted, or at least the start of it got interrupted by Lin. So maybe he can train it, it's just he needs the right teacher. But it's interesting how difficult it's been for him, since it would have been a long time. And I assume anyone that tries to metal bend would have heard you've got to focus on the bits of dirt within the metal to bend it. So why is he not trying that? Unless he is trying and it's still not working. No, then the villains, they're just insane. They've gotten out of the city. They were hiding in a public city, and specifically in the Spirit Wilds area. Perfect hiding spot. No one's going to go in there. And of course that probably adds into Zahir getting more spiritual. He's learning from the spirits. And he's been able to go to the spirit world, find Korra's location. So now it's going to be such a fun test to see if this beautiful metal city will be able to withstand what the villains can do. I guess also on the side note, we had one scene with Varric testing the magnet stuff, so that's happening, and again, it's just super chaotic. He's testing magnets in a city of metal. It could not be the worst idea possible. To begin with then, this episode was just cathartic. Getting to see Lin go and move through all this and come out of it a better person was just really nice to see, and just quite satisfying. We've known her for such a long time. She's a very sort of uptight person. She's always down to business. We barely get anything on her personal life. Now we just get thrown into the deep end of it. And it's just so complex and amazing. Like, I feel like I understand her character a lot more now, in the sense that she's basically, her entire character is defined around trying to imitate her mum, thinking that's what will make her happy. She's trying to make her mum happy. That's her core of her character. And of course that's been changing over time, but the original foundation for why she wanted to become chief of police, or a police officer in general, because she thought that's what her mum wanted. She wanted to make her proud, so she tried to follow in her footsteps. That completely went against Toph's idea of freedom, because it's not following her freedom, she's trying to imitate Toph. So then she gets stuck in this paradox where she's now thinking that this is the right thing, but is going to just probably end up angering her mother more, because it's going against what she actually wants for her. And it's just really heartbreaking to think about that she's trying this hard. She would have built this entire career around trying to please her mother, only for it to just be the exact opposite of what Toph would be happy with. Of course, Lin's happiness shouldn't be defined by what her mum wants, and hopefully that's something that this can sort of move her through, because it feels like she's been stuck since then. We see her whole chi blocked thing, and I'm assuming, because I'm no expert on chi, that basically is the representation of her character being stuck. When this whole thing happened where Toph covered up the case, that's when she became stuck. She got distance from her sister, and she focused on nothing else. Her character became stuck, she didn't move forward, she had the whole thing with Tenzin, and then that broke off, but again, she's not able to process a lot of it, because she's still stuck with the whole family dynamic thing that's going on. If anything, just breaking up with Tenzin probably made it worse. So she never really got to grow as a person for 30 years. Now that the chi is moving, after such a long time, she will now be able to grow as a person and just become a better version of herself. It looks like things have started happening fast, I guess. 60-hour nap sounds amazing. And she comes out of it without the armor on. And I feel like that's a perfect visual metaphor to show that she's taken her walls down, the armor's off, she's in something else. She's taking a break from work. It's perfect. So hopefully this does mean that she's moving in a better direction and that she can just sort of relax and the stress is gone and she can just grow and start moving forward as a person. Then we get to Sue and we see a lot of development, not quite development on her, but more we get filled in on the blanks. Now I'm filling in my own blanks here because we get to see her as a kid being far too free, being caught up in the wrong crowd because she's not been given discipline and structure to know that those things are bad. She's seeing that, oh, those are her friends. She goes along with it. She doesn't care if it's bad because she hasn't been given that sort of structure as a kid. She's like, her mum is just basically like, do whatever you want. You're not going to be in trouble. Find your own way. If you become a criminal, so what? I don't care. That's basically Toph's approach. And that's just stressful to think about. But then you have Sue going off and doing that. She basically becomes a criminal. She aids this sort of robbery that happens. She is the driver. She is helping criminals get away. Not a good thing, and it is a result of Toph's parenting style, which is not a good style. And then we get to see that basically she would have gone down. She was the extreme result of Toph's extreme style. Lynn was a more reserved approach where she found her own sort of discipline by following her mum and being disciplined in that sense. Sue was the end result of what that would eventually lead to if they didn't find any discipline. So something had to intervene, and because of course something bad did happen. Now we do get the hint that Toph seems to be on better terms with her parents, being able to send her own kids to them, and I'm guessing that Sue learned a lot there. She went from being extremely free to probably extremely disciplined with her grandparents. I'm assuming that's got to be what happened, because then having that balance struck would then allow her to go off, be free with a better foundation, and then build this new life for herself. Because there is no way that she is able to make this incredible life and family for herself from gaining nothing from not changing from the past and having something injected in there from the grandparents. The grandparents had to have done this. Of course, them by themselves, another awful style, way too strict and overbearing. With them, Toph would have never become the woman she was. But because both approaches were so extreme, this is what needed to happen to make someone like Sue and to fully allow them to grow. Lynn is a good, capable adult, but it's come about on the most difficult way by balancing between two extreme parenting approaches. I'm just glad none of that seems to have passed down in her parenting styles, because of course she's got the husband there. We don't know what his parenting approach is, but it seems like they've got it good. It seems like that whole thing is stopping. We're seeing the pendulum sort of balance now. It's stopped swinging. And then I am just glad that she did apologize in the end for the past, because I was very concerned if she was using like her new self as a shield against taking accountability for what she did. Because if you say you're a new person, then you're not the same as that one, so that one did something bad, oh, that wasn't me. She did do those things. I'm glad that she apologized. That's just nice. Still think they've got a long way to go though. They've got so much more to work on, and just this, I'm hoping, will not be the end of it, because it's such a complex issue, and Lynn is only just starting to, I guess, grow now. So that could be such a good opportunity to do more on this, to build it more, which I'd be so happy with. Then just looking at Toph, then, from what we know so far about what she's been up to, we know she ain't dead. I guess they would they know if she's dead? I'm not quite sure. We know that she's wandering around the world trying to seek enlightenment. But just seeing what happened in the past then, and just her parenting approaches, she's definitely not someone who should have been a parent. She just wasn't that kind of person. We saw her as a child, as a 12-year-old in Avatar, and she was a kid. She was just having fun, and she was just a kid. Her experience up to that point was just seeing what her parents were like and basically hating them. Of course she still loved her parents. She still fell for the letter that got sent, thinking that it was them, which ultimately led her to learn metal bending. Awesome. But she still had that love in her heart for them, even though she wanted them to change, but we never actually saw them change, and I doubt they did. But that is her experience. She knows what her parents were like, and she did not have a good experience being raised by them. Then when she got full freedom, she found that to be her best life. She loved being free, because she had been so deprived of it for 12 years of her life. That was the start of the pendulum swing. It was held all the way back, finally released, and it swung all the way to the other side. Then for her children, she's keeping it there, and she's almost holding that freedom there like the parents held the discipline. She was repeating the parents' mistakes, and that is kind of why she made a bad parent. Maybe it's wrong to say she shouldn't have been one. I mean, she could have been a good parent if she changed this approach. She let the pendulum swing. Maybe she took advice from someone, but her approach being full-on freedom clearly did not work and was not the best thing. I think it's definitely too harsh to say that she shouldn't have been a parent. I think she's fine to be a parent. She just raised them in the completely wrong ways. I think she loves her children. Don't get me wrong, I think she definitely loved her children. She tried to cover up a crime for one of them, but again, the excuse she used was, you need a lot of subtext for this, because from the lines it makes it seem like she's just trying to cover up her and save her career, and we know that the guilt got to her. But I think she's definitely trying to protect her children. She definitely cares for them. It's not like she is disattached from them in the sense of true freedom. She loves them, she wants to protect them, but her approach with raising them and parenting contradicts that. Because true freedom would mean no attachments. It's basically like airbending. And she is not built that way. So she's living in this paradox with contradictories, and it's resulted in this chaos. I think what I'm hoping for now is that maybe she can come back. We've seen Zuko, Katara, we have seen Sokka in flashbacks, and we've seen Aang, both in the present and flashbacks, with his spirit showing up with Tenzin. Now it feels like the last one left is Toph. We know she's alive. I'd love for her to show up, because that could be the next bit of development for the sisters. They could go to her and fix their relationship, maybe do something there, because it seems like Sue at least has talked to Toph and worked things out, so maybe there's an opportunity to do that for Lin, which I'd be so happy with. Opal and Bolin absolutely love this relationship. Going from Esker and Bolin to this is such a step up. They're so good for each other and just helping each other and being supportive. Bolin trying to learn metal bending, hiding it at first, only for Opal to basically get it out of him and be encouraging and supportive. Saying, go ask Sue, she learned from Toph, your hero, it's worth it, try it. She pushed him to make the right decision. Love that. And then Bolin did the same for her. They're both helping each other. They're both sort of equal in this relationship, which is just so nice to see. It does make me wonder though what like the airbending stuff would do in that situation. Since her being an airbender and becoming an air nomad, would that allow for romantic relationships? I mean, I kind of guess it has to have children in airbender culture. I don't know how this all works with airbenders. We know it has to happen. I don't know if they have families. It is just a difficult thing to think about. So I would absolutely hate it if this relationship gets pulled apart by the air nomad culture, because it's the first thing that Tenzin it's the first thing that Bolin sort of got right with relationships. It's so healthy and it's improving both of them. And now we know that Opal is going to the air temple with Tenzin, so she's going to grow and become an air nomad fully, which is awesome. And then Bolin's side of things, having trouble metal bending. Interesting. I mean, I guess it would be more difficult for others. There's going to be like a skill level to it. Some people are going to be naturally talented at it. Some people are going to have to work harder. Of course, before it existed, the talent level was just insane until you had Toph, who actually had to have an approach unlike anybody else to be able to do it. But she was able to pass on that knowledge, have people understand that you're bending the earth in the metal to be able to do it. So you'd think Bolin would know that and be able to understand it, but yet he doesn't. So I don't know if it's him not understanding it or if there's something else in the way there. Anyway, I think it's just fun. He's got a little bit of development then. He's got a little arc to do. I'm so happy with that because it's a point for him to grow on. I'd really like it if he is able to get this skill down and develop his techniques and bending and just get another power, because I feel like this group is going to need it to actually defeat these villains. Then actually on to Korra, who was the side character in this episode. Honestly, don't mind. I'm just glad that she's comfortable taking this side. I'm glad that she's relaxed. I think in the earlier seasons, knowing people were after her, she would have jumped at the chance to find them and beat them up. Now she's actually waiting. She's being patient. Already, it's a huge sign of development for her. She's not jumping into a fight. Of course, she's not doing anything. I think like it would be better if she was learning about these villains to know how to fight them. Right now, she's just waiting for them to show up so that she thinks she can beat them. Not the best approach, but at least it's something. She's not actively trying to find them and start a fight. She's taking her time. So it's just good. It's a change in her. It might not be the best change, but it's at least something. But then again, she is learning metal bending now. It's a new skill which could help her dealing with these villains, because none of them have it. I don't know if any of them were able to defend against it. I would assume maybe. They probably have some defense against it. But it's something. They won't expect the Avatar to be able to do it. That is good. She has an ace up her sleeve if she can get this sorted and learn it fast. She's a fast learner. We know that. She's picked up metal bending pretty quickly and changing the shape of the metal. So hopefully she can just excel fast enough to use it in combat. Then looking at the villains specifically, I love them so much. I can't wait to see when they're actually going to fight Korra to actually see what happens there. But so far, in this episode, we found out where they were hiding, in the spirit worlds. Excellent move on their part. Also shows they don't fear the spirits. Then their escape, where they didn't kill the guy. That was nice. They didn't kill anyone in this episode. They apparently planned to kill the president, but they didn't, and they're waiting on that. So I guess their goals don't end with Korra. I think in every episode I'm going to have to talk about their bending styles because I absolutely love them. We saw all of them use their bending. I think I just love Minghua's and how she's able to manipulate the water into different shapes like she does, creating claws. It's like she creates a tentacle of the water, like a whip or something like that, and then she breaks up the end to form a little hand. Awesome, and it makes it so versatile. She's got to be one of the most versatile benders out there in how she can manipulate the shape of it. Like, of course, air, you have maneuverability and just being able to move around and, I guess, push and move other things around. Fire, you have the pure strength of it. Azula was able to create the flying fire stuff. Earth, again, that one is quite good as well. You have maneuverability, you can create shapes and different weapons out of it. You can just move the ground beneath an enemy's feet. Then waterbending has to be the most versatile, and this woman takes it to a whole nother level. We've seen Katara create tidal waves and stuff, and different shapes. She's been able to be creative. I remember when she fought Paco, that was one of her best ones. Here, this woman's just doing it so casually, and it's because she has to. It's the perfect way to do it. And I cannot wait to see what more else she's able to do with it, and just in combat as well, because you use it naturally just to do everyday things. So what in combat is she going to be able to come up with? I really hope it just takes it to another creative level, where she's not just like clawing at someone maybe, actually bring it into other things, create new weapons, create new styles out of the water. Let it be like waterbending, unlike anything we've seen. Then we also saw some bits with Guazan. I feel like I'm going to be butchering these names, so sorry. But Guzan, G-H-A-Z-A-N. Guzan, I don't know, I'm going to butcher it a lot. Guzan, magma bending. We get to see him bend the earth beneath his feet, I think. I'm trying to figure out how close he has to be. He was on a bridge. I think he bent the spot underneath the car as they went over it, and then it melted, and that's when it affected the people coming after them. Like, it'd be impressive if he can bend objects further away so they don't have to be so close to him. We've seen him bend the earth that got thrown into his prison cell, and then he had some other things around him. We haven't seen him bend much at a distance yet, which I just think would be very fun to see, because it would take his power level immediately higher if he can do things at a distance. But yeah, then I think the main biggest revelation of this was just to hear using the spirit world and being able to find Korra's location through it. So not only is he a powerful airbender and learning very quickly, he's becoming very spiritual, he's becoming a almost anti-Tenzin. He's already improved in a sense with his connection to the spirits then. Maybe an anti-Junora might be better, like comparison-wise. Whatever it is, it's a bad thing. He should not be doing this. I don't get how, I guess he's been stuck in prison for a while. He's had a long time to think. If I was stuck in prison for a while, maybe this would help me. I have no idea. And we just know that he's had a long time to think, and he's been practicing. Ooh, you don't need bending to go into the spirit world, do you? To do the meditating thingy. Could it have been that he has been going to the spirit world this entire time in the prison cell before harmonic conversions even happened? I have a lot of theories. It's all worrying, but we need more information. All we know that he's been able to do it, and he now knows Korra's location, and now he will go and fight her, or do whatever. We still don't know what his motives are. Whatever's going to happen, I cannot wait. It's just looking specifically at what next. I'm hoping that the development for Lin and Sue does not end here. I want that to continue going forward, but I'm assuming the next episode is going to get chaotic. The Avatar villains, evil avatars. No, I need a name for them. We had the Dark Avatar last time, Aman. Zahir and the gang, I don't know. Whatever the case, they're going to be coming for the Metal City. They're going to attack Korra. I want to see how well the city can defend itself, how secure it is, and also I just want to see them fight Korra. I think it's going to be really fun. Korra herself is very powerful, so she'll be able to put up a good fight, no doubt, but I don't think she's going to win. She has to be creative and smart in fighting these guys, and I don't think she's gotten there yet. She still punches first, asks questions later. She's not taking these guys seriously, thinking that there's a threat coming for her. She's going to underestimate them, and they are going to win. I honestly don't care. I just want to see them bend and just see what they do. Yeah, overall, I did really enjoy this episode. I think it was a good back and forth with building the villains in this slow way, because we mainly just got the one revelation from the villains being that they can use the spirit world as well as airbend, and that they want to kill the president. So that maybe two. But I just like them being built slowly. We're getting to see really cool stuff from them, yet we're having very indirect contact with Korra. They're so intent on their mission, while Korra is just doing who knows what and really does not care about them in the slightest. It's a great way to just build this threat. It's like a tidal wave in the horizon where the person seeing it does not care and does not consider it a threat. That's what we're seeing here. And it is going to overpower Korra, and that's what I just love to think about. That she is unprepared, and it's a good way to, I guess, force her to develop again. She mainly develops when she loses, and this will be another good instance of it. She did not take this threat seriously. The other threat she did take seriously, but of course she still couldn't keep her strength up to the challenge. Now, she might be strong enough, but she isn't considering them an actual threat. She's being arrogant. So hopefully that arrogance can be quashed when they do eventually attack her. But then Lin's side of things was just amazing. Seeing the past, building on her character, making her feel like a full character now. This is the first time we've gotten full personal info on her. Of course, we know the Tenzin drama. That was some kind of personal stuff, but it was shared between her and Tenzin. And Pema. Now, this is fully Lin. We're getting to learn all about what's going on inside her and how she works, and it's depressing. It's so sad to see, but now we can see her move forward. We can see her become a new person and grow, and she just feels like she's an actual character for the first time. I have so much hope in her. I feel like she has, the sky's the limit to her development now, and I just can't wait to see what else is there to do with her for the rest of this season. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments, and with that, I will see you in the next one for season 3, episode 7. See ya!